Hey, what's up? What's up? What's happening? Good morning, everybody. It is good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, Cynthia. What is today? Today's Tuesday. Today is September the 13th. Oh my gosh, here we go again. We are back at it once again. So, good morning, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I will tell you right now, I don't know. I've been in a super great place this morning. Energy has been fantastic this morning. But for some reason, I've got some technical issues, just kind of gremlinish in the system. So y'all be patient this morning. There's some things that are kind of working and some things that aren't working. So we're gonna keep on rocking and hope that we can just overcome whatever it is that's trying to stop us. You know, every good thing that's trying to happen, there's something bad trying to stop it, and nothing has been proven more true than that statement this week. For the past week, 10 days, that statement has been proven over and over and over again. So, good morning. Welcome to September the 13th. Hope everybody is looking forward to an awesome Tuesday. We are going to make this will be a short call today just because, good morning, Carrie Leland, just because I got to catch a plane. So we are headed to, I'm shipping up to Boston today. I'm getting better, Carrie, at putting some forethought into maybe some musical accompaniment. Carrie sent me the Jeopardy theme song the other day. I was thinking about that last night before I went to bed. How can I integrate that into my calls in the morning when I ask you guys a question and you're sitting there pondering? But as soon as I get this figured, as soon as I get the musical accompaniment figured out, it's going to be great, because then I'm going to. Like this morning, I should have played Dropkick Murphys "Shipping Up to Boston," because that's completely apropos this morning. Good morning, Lynn Grizzle. So our schedule for the next 5 days is flying to Boston today to take part in a fantastic milestone meeting for Christy and Exit Realty Lake Country, and Aaron and Exit Realty Lake Country. Good morning, Millie. So we'll be there. We're going to a Red Sox-Yankees game tonight, going to the meeting starts tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, I do too. I'm going to tell you. So Jagger, my 10-year-old, you know you're living right when your 10-year-old sings AC/DC songs and Dropkick Murphy songs. You know you're raising your kids right. Yeah, that's on Dropkick Murphy, "Shipping Up to Boston's" on Jagger's hockey playlist. That's one of his getting fired up songs when he goes before a hockey game. Morning, Alex Martin. How are you? I love Dropkick Murphys, by the way, Carrie. They're fantastic. So if you're into Irish kind of rock, that's Dropkick Murphys, y'all. Put that on your playlist. It's pretty cool. So then we leave Boston on Friday night, fly to Denver, Colorado Friday night to watch Jagger play his first. Good morning, Michelle Tilson. Jagger's playing his first hockey tournament this weekend in Denver, Colorado, in the Mile High City. So we'll be in Denver this weekend, coming back on Monday. So then I'll be back in Tennessee on Monday, ready for another fantastic week. So looking forward to this weekend, looking forward to this week, looking forward to today, looking forward to actually seeing my wife for the first time in about a month. It's going to be good to see. Going to be good to see Christy in person. Good morning, Doug Davis. How are you, sir? So this call this morning can be super short, just because I've got to get on an airplane and I've got to leave the house I got to leave the house at 6. So hopefully Cade's going to wake up here in just a little bit so we can go to the airport and I don't miss my flight, because if I miss my flight, someone's going to be unhappy in Atlanta, and it's not going to be anybody from Delta. So this morning, just to let you know how this thing works, y'all. I didn't walk this morning. I didn't walk this morning at all during my run. I ran the entire time. I ran the entire 20 minutes. I ran the whole 20 minutes. That's the first time I've run 20 minutes in probably 10 years, maybe 12 years. It's the first time I've run 20 minutes straight, outside on the street, super happy. Really, really big accomplishment thinking about where I came from, where I couldn't run. I didn't feel like I could run a quarter of a mile without dying. And I wanted to quit this morning. I'm going to tell you, I'm telling you right now, I wanted to quit. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, because during the run, one thing that stood out to me that's just reverberating in my head right now and in my spirit, we all die. Everybody dies. We all come to the end of this thing at some point. And you've heard this said, but it's so cliche that maybe you don't pay attention to it, and maybe it doesn't resonate with us like it should, but it resonated with me this morning. Everybody dies. We all get a chance to do this thing. And we don't know how many seconds or how many minutes or hours or days or months or years any of us have in this life. We don't know when our card gets punched. I mean, we don't know. I mean, that would be such an easy thing if God said, "Hey, dude, if again," and we talk about this all the time. If I woke up this morning and Jesus is down here he's at the coffee pot. By the way, the Keurig machine makes great coffee, but the Keurig cups are not the same as grinding your own beans and running it through the pot. I'm just going to tell you, I'm trying though. Bell's running behind. If Jesus was standing here making my coffee this morning, he said, "Aaron, on September the 18th of 2037, that's your last day on earth." And I would look at Jesus and say, "You sure about that?" And he'd say, "I promise you, September 8th, 2037, that's your last day on earth." That means I've got 15 years to do what has to be done, right? But none of us have that option. None of us have that luxury of knowing when our ticket gets punched, when we clock out of this thing. So we all go away at some point. We're all going to die at some point. My question to you is, how many people actually live? And when I say live, I mean not just wake up every day going through the motions, not just waking up every day and doing the same old stupid crap every single day, not just wake up every single day and going through the monotony and the mediocrity and the averageness of this life, not doing what everybody else does. How many people actually live like 1%ers? 1%? You think our boomtown statistics are bad? Look at life statistics. Half the people that get married get divorced. Good morning, Melissa Parks. Good morning, Anna Davis. Look at your name's on there. Anna Davis. Half of the people that get married get divorced because as soon as they get married, they say, "Hey, if it doesn't work out, we'll just get divorced." I don't know the statistic. I mean, I can tell you this statistic: 86, 87%, almost 90% of the real estate agents that get in the real estate business quit in 24 months. The same number that get in, get out. Because they always have a backup plan. They always have a B plan. They always have a C plan. They always have some kind of contingency just in case I don't give it my best effort. And what they'll say is, in case it doesn't work out, I'm going to do X. Vanessa Self, I love you. I don't know. I haven't seen Vanessa, I don't think in person since she made the decision to burn her boats and go take the island. I haven't seen her since then. But I'm going to tell you what, Vanessa Self, and I know I said this the other day, but I respect you so much. And I give you so much love and respect for jumping in there feet first, head first, and saying, "You know what? I'm not going to have a plan B. I'm giving this everything I've got," because you trust yourself and you know yourself and you know what you've built from scratch in the past, and that belief that you have in yourself from building that business that you had in the past. You bring that same fire and that same Vanessa and that same strength to this real estate thing, and you're going to absolutely kill it. I'm telling you right now. But I'm proud of you. Good morning, Melanie Ortiz. How many of you truly live? How many of you truly will get up in the morning? Y'all, I'm telling you, me running this morning, that battle every 20, y'all don't understand. Maybe you do. Maybe you have your own struggles every single day. Maybe you battle through something every single day. Maybe there's something that you do every single day where the voice in your head is telling you to quit. Maybe you battle that every single day. But for me this morning, running back up that hill, when I made the turn, this is just an example of how we've got to start thinking. Before you can start living, you got to take control of your ego. You got to take control of the voices in your head. You got to be the one that drives the freaking train. Put down your backup plans. Put down your plan Bs. Put down your lack of commitment. Put that stuff down and commit. It's going to be hard. It's going to suck. There are going to be times when you're going to doubt yourself. There are going to be times when you look at yourself in the mirror and say, why did I do this? Why did I choose this? There are going to be people in your life who are going to be saying to you, you're not cut out for this. You should do something else. This is not for you. There are going to be people around you who are going to throw stones and rocks at you, who are going to hurl arrows at you because you make mistakes, because you fall down, because you fail. That's what happens along the path. But we don't get stronger from quitting. We don't get stronger from turning our tail and running. We don't get stronger from running from fear. We don't get stronger from running from the monsters. We get stronger when Vanessa Self says, you know what? I'm doing this. I'm doing this. There's not going to be a plan B. I'm doing this thing. We get stronger when I make that turn and I start to run back and I know the whole way back is uphill. I know the whole way back, that last half of the run, maybe the last 3/4 of that run are uphill. And it's not a big hill, but it's a hill. And when you're like me and you're sucking wind already, when you make the turn, when I make the turn down there, the voices start. And guess what happened? When the voices start in my head, guess what happens to my legs? They start to feel weaker. Guess what happens to my breathing? It starts to get more shallow. I start to struggle. I start to think about all the different reasons I can quit. And I'm just telling you what happens on a daily basis, on an every single morning basis, Monday through Friday, sometimes Sundays. Every now and then, I'm trying to integrate a Sunday and a Saturday in there so that I can start building this into a full-time, everyday thing. But I fight those voices. When I make the turn, I fight those voices. I fight that monster. I fight that thing. Because what happens in my head at 4:10 in the morning, at 4:15 in the morning, when I make that turn to start running back up the hill, the voices say, well, just quit now. Just walk a little bit. Just quit now. Just walk a little bit. It's okay. Gosh, you're 50 years old. Aaron, it's 4:15 in the morning. Who runs at 4:15 in the morning? This is crazy. Y'all, these are the things that are going, and I'm not nuts, but these are the voices in my head. And guess what? The voices in my head that are trying to talk me out of my greatness are the same voices in your head that are trying to talk you out of your greatness. The same voices in my head that are trying to get me to quit and walk for a little bit are the same voices in your head who tell you it really doesn't matter if you call those people today. It really doesn't matter if you do your Boomtown training today. It really doesn't matter if you call that person and forgive them today. It really doesn't matter if you go to the gym today. It doesn't matter if you stop doing this or start doing that today. That really doesn't matter. Y'all, raise your hand if you hear those voices in your head. I know you all do. We all do. There's always something else. There's always a voice. So when I made that turn this morning, I'm telling you this morning, and this is not a bragging thing at all, but I am telling you this morning because when I make that turn and I start wanting to quit and I start wanting to stop, and I might get emotional about this. This apparently was a bigger deal for me than I thought it was at the time. When I made that turn and started running up that hill, yesterday morning, I started up the hill and I picked out a light and I said, just make it to that. Because y'all, I am heaving. I'm not joking, man. This is hard. This running thing is hard for a 50-year-old fat dude who hadn't done this in a minute. This is tough. I weigh 200. I'm not built. I mean, I can tell you, God did not look at me and say, Aaron Dwyer, here's a runner's body. Why don't you have this? That ain't what God gave me. God gave me more of a tunneling body, a linebacker body. He didn't give me a gazelle body. He gave me a rhinoceros body. So when I start running back up that hill yesterday, I pick out a light. I'm running this light. I said, just make it to the light. If y'all remember me talking about Marcus Luttrell, that's why reading is so important, because when I hear other people, when I hear about a dude who's been in a gunfight, who's lost 6 of his friends, who fell off a mountain, who broke his back, who's been shot, and he says, just don't quit. Just crawl 12 inches. Just crawl 12 inches, Marcus. He's having this fight in his head. Marcus, crawl 12 inches. If you will just crawl 12 inches, you're not going to die in Afghanistan. And he crawled 12 inches, and then he crawled 12 more. Then he crawled 12 more. Guess what? That dude's alive. That dude's alive now. He didn't die in Afghanistan because he figured, if I can just crawl 12 inches. So when I saw that light yesterday morning, I said, just make it to the light. Just run to that light pole. And then you can walk between those other two light poles. So I'm running. And I make it to the light pole. Man, when I got to the light pole, I was like, oh, sweet relief. Oh, sweet relief. Oh, my God, it feels so good not to do anything right now. Oh, my God, it feels so good to sit here and watch TV. Oh, my God, it feels so good to not have to call people on the phone I don't know. Oh, my God, it feels so good to not have to door knock today. Oh, my God, it feels so good. You know what? I'll call that person tomorrow. That's what I did. And I cheated myself from a victory yesterday. Y'all, this morning, when I made that turn and started running up that hill, if you don't think that same light pole wasn't in my mind, and that same light pole was in my finish line, and my body was telling me, and that little voice in my head was telling me, dude, just run to the light pole. Just run to that light pole, dude. It'll be just fine. You can make the entire run next week. You got to be on a flight to Boston in a little bit. Everything's rushed this morning. You didn't get enough sleep last night. Blah, 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 blah. All the crap that comes in my head. But guess what? You know what I heard in my voice? Don't ring that bell. Don't you ring that bell. Because you know what that means? So if y'all know this, so Navy SEALs, when they go to training, when they start, they go to a training called BUDS. It's basic, and I love Navy SEALs. Y'all know that I do. I've got a man crush on every Navy SEAL because it's something I wish I'd have done and never did. So when they go to basic underwater demolition school, it's called BUDS. They go to California. Well, out in the middle of their training area, there's a bell, big shiny bell. Y'all seen it. I mean, y'all seen different versions of this. This big shiny bell it's just pristine. And it's right in the middle of the courtyard where they do all their training. So every single morning, while these guys are getting beat to death, they're getting sprayed with water. They're doing calisthenics till they almost die. They're trying to drown them and kill them while they're sitting there doing all the physical training that they're doing. That shiny ass bell. Sorry, Violet, love you. Sorry, Charlie Page, if you're on here. That shiny bell is sitting right there to their right. As they're flutter kicking with the water spraying in their face, they can look out of the corner of their eye and they can see that bell. And all they have to do to stop the misery, to stop the pain, to stop what they're going through is stand up, walk over, and ring that bell 3 times. And it all quits. And they could go dry off. They could go back to their warm bunks. They could go back to their life outside of the SEALs. All they got to do is ring that bell. We all got to die. We're all going away. But how many of us are actually going to live? When they start those BUDS trainings, there's 230, 240 candidates in the BUDS training. Y'all, to get to BUDS, you got to be a badass. To even get accepted to go to SEAL school, to go to BUDS, you got to be strong. You got to be the top of your game. You got to be put together. They don't let just anybody in. It's not like they let people like me in there and go, oh, yeah, come on, give it a shot. They don't do that. These guys that go to BUDS, man, these guys are elite. They start with 230, 240 people and end up with 11 or 12. How bad when they ring that bell, when they ring that bell 3 times and they go back to whatever they were going back to, how bad do you think that regret stings? How hard do you think, how many mornings do you think they wake up hearing that bell ring in their ears? Hearing that bell ring in their hearts? Feeling the pain and the pangs of that regret of ringing that bell, of quitting in that moment. What I did this morning wasn't near that important, I promise you. But that was my thing. When I got to the light, I said, "Don't you ring that bell. Don't you ring that bell, Aaron. Don't you do it." And I kept running. And I ran right past that light pole, and I ran to the next light pole, and the voice on my head said, "Just stop at the stop sign. Just quit at the top of the hill. Look, dude, just walk 20 feet. Just walk 20 feet and you'll feel better." And I said, "Don't you ring that bell. Don't you do it." And I didn't. And I didn't. And I ran all the way. I even added another probably 1/8 of a mile to the end of the run. So I ran a little bit farther today than I typically do. Why do I say that? It's not a bragging thing. It is, we all have those voices in our, oh, you got to be kidding me. Sorry, y'all. I told y'all we got gremlins this morning. They don't want this message going out. I got 5 more minutes. Thank you, Carrie, but I promise you that's not for that. That's not what this is for. This is for me giving you this morning, hopefully, the ability to hear that voice in your head and tell it to shut up. That you're not going to quit, that you're not going to stop, that you're going to live, that you're going to be in that one. You're going to be in the 11 who are left standing and let the other 200 quit. I don't want any of you to feel the pangs of regret. I don't want any of you to hear that bell ringing in your ears. I don't want any of you to live one more second of your life letting that voice drive your train. Your gifts. I mean, I look at the people on this call. And the specialness that each one of you have. You're all so different. Every one of you that are on this call this morning live with us right now, I'm looking at the names that I can see. Every one of you are so different. You all have so many unique qualities, so many unique gifts. The world needs you to sing your song. This world needs you to sing your song. You got to be in that 11. You can't be in the 200 that quit. You can't be like everybody else. You got to keep fighting. You can't ring the bell. You got to keep moving forward. I don't care what's going on around you. Who cares? Who cares? You got to keep striving. You got to keep digging. Let doubters be doubters. Let haters be haters. Let the voice be just what it is. It's a voice. That's all it is. It is your counterfeit self trying to keep you from being awesome. Trying to keep you in a state of being mediocre. Trying to keep you in a state of average. Trying to keep you doing nothing. And to go through your days, wasting your time, wasting your hours, wasting your months, wasting your years, to one day end up in a box with all your dreams and desires inside of you still. One of Les Brown's motivations, if you've not heard Les Brown, one of his motivations, he says, and maybe it is, I don't know, maybe this is hell. Maybe this is, I don't know. Who knows? But how awful would it be to come to the end of your time and to have dreams and to have desires and to have things die with you. And those dreams, those desires, those things that you were supposed to have done would have saved 20 people's lives, would have helped 40 people get better, would have created this or done that. What if Michelangelo had died with the dreams in his heart? What if Leonardo da Vinci had died with the dreams in his heart? What if Martin Luther King had died with the dreams in his heart? I want you to start today. I got to get off here. I want you to start today. I want you to start today. I want you to, from this moment, from this second, I want you to be so motivated and so fired up and so looking. I want you to walk in the mirror, look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to promise, and I want you to grit your teeth and look at yourself in the mirror and say, today's the day. Today's the day it changes. Today's the day it stops. Today's the day I commit. Today's the day I go. Today's the day I lace up my running shoes and I get after it. Today's the day that I don't let distractions take me off my course. Today's the day that I embrace the suck. Today's the day that I embrace the suck and I do it anyway. Today's the day that I do what I don't like doing, but I'm going to do it anyway because I know it's making me better. I know it's making me healthier. I know it's making me stronger. Today's the day. That's what I want for you. If you're watching this call right now, if you're watching this call 45 minutes from now, that's what I want for you. In our company, Exit Realty Lake Country, this company that we've created, this thing that we're doing, if I get 60 of you to do this, if I can get 80 of you to do this, if I get 100 of you to do this, we will be like Spartans. We will be like warriors, Spartan warriors taking over the world. We will absolutely change the real estate industry. Melissa says, we have a begin date and an end date. Make your dash count. Make your dash matter. Make it matter. Do what needs to be done. Do the things that need to be done. I got to get off this. I love y'all. I love you. Y'all have no idea. Maybe you do. I love y'all so much. And I want the absolute, I want it so bad for y'all. I want this thing to, I want it so bad for y'all. And I promise you, as long as you're in my life and as long as I'm in your life, we're going to keep having these conversations. And I'm going to keep pushing you. Christy is going to keep having these conversations. She's going to keep pushing you. Exit Realty Lake Country is going to keep pushing. We're going to keep moving forward. People are going to jump on the bus and we're going to throw them out the window. People are going to jump on the train and we're going to kick them out of a door. And we'll now stop at the next stop and we'll pick up some more warriors and we'll keep on rocking. But I promise you, doing spectacular things is not for the weak. Being spectacular is not for the weak-minded. Being amazing doesn't come from being weak. So be good, be great, be you. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Kristen. Love you guys. And I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to have the call in the morning. Keep rocking, okay? Let me think here. I think it's going to work. My concern was Colorado is 3 hours behind, which meant I was going to have to get up at 2:45 to get on this call. But again, we don't do calls on Saturday and Sunday, so I think I'm cool on Saturday and Sunday. On Friday, I'll still be in Boston, so I'll still be Eastern time, so we'll be straight there. So I'm going to Sky Club, Cynthia, but it's going to be in Atlanta. I'll go to the Sky Club with my wife. So sorry, y'all. I love y'all. Thanks for this morning. Thank y'all for saying thank you, Teal. We'll see you in a little bit. I'll probably put some pictures. I've never been to Fenway Park, so I'm super stoked about that. But be good, be great, be you. Go be freaking awesome today. Okay, go be awesome today. Love y'all.